Good evening. We are starting the live. All right. Channel, the live. You know what I mean. If you're here, you already know what I'm talking about. All right. Yost, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing excellent. Thanks for joining.
Of course. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but
I know it's we'll get through it.
yeah, it'll be good. It'll be fun. I'm excited.
All right. I want to welcome everyone to episode 9 of the Spotters podcast. We're here with Samantha Yost. Everyone calls her Yost.
Pretty much.
And she's from Connecticut, moved to Florida for college,
Mhm.
and now she's back in Connecticut for a short amount of time here, hopefully. Um, ABC, welcome everybody. All right, so we have an hour. A bunch of people are joining. Oh yeah, there you go. So DC captures. He's the um, Army. He was a specialist with the Golden Knights. Uh,
Okay.
I have an extra GK Golden Knight sticker. I could send that to you so you can put it on your cabinet.
Yeah, so these are actually my dad's. He takes zaps from different places and makes them into magnets.
Oh,
So he has a whole
cool.
there's more that you can't even see. It's ridiculous. But yeah.
That's awesome. Air show guy is joining. That's amazing. That's your dad.
Yep.
I mean, I know that's your dad, but and you know that's your dad also. So,
Yeah.
all right, send them over there, BC. All right, so welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
I'm excited to have you on. I feel like my head is huge. Hold on, let me back up. Let me just that way I'm not like in your face there. Um, so we had talked a little bit, and I wanted to talk to you about how your piloting is going. What's your future for, how's it looking for aviation photography and your creative inspiration for your art, aviation art?
Yeah, so flight's going good right now. I'm working on my private pilot over at Florida Tech, for those who don't know. Um, it's been about a year since I started my private pilot's license, but I'm in a 144 program and it tends to be a little slower. Um, but yeah, so my aviation photography has also been a lot more exciting recently. Um, Florida is very, very aviation positive, I'll say, compared to like here in Connecticut where we don't really have much and everyone sits there and tells me like, oh, well, you have Westfield with the F-15s right there, which I do, but I didn't really know how to spot before I went down to Florida. So early in my career, I actually started out more as an airshow photographer than a spotter. And then I went down to Florida and I met up with Julius and, Dawson and all of them. And they kind of taught me the roots and how to spot properly. So I've been kind of learning a little more and I've met a few spotters here in Connecticut as well. So once I'm back in New England, I might be able to reconnect with them and kind of go spotting with that group as well. But I've been also doing a lot of logos too recently for my aviation art. I want to get back into making stickers, but it's been a little slow with school and everything. So I have a couple ideas. My friend Trevor is kind of my secret sticker idea maker, and him and I have kind of been scheming away at some sticker ideas. So hopefully we'll get some more stickers out here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Your inspiration for your stickers and logos is aviation.
Mm-hmm.
Do someone kind of welcome Marvin? Thanks for coming in and say hi. Does someone give you like what their idea is, what they want to have, and then you kind of just run with it, or you do your own thing?
Yeah,
How's that work out?
it's a little bit of a mix. A lot of the times people kind of have an idea of what they want their logo to be. So they'll kind of give me a rundown of like, hey, these are the bullet points I want you to hit. Just make it work. Or some people are like, hey, you can have creative freedom and do whatever the heck you want with it. And yeah, it kind of just depends. A lot of people tend to have a certain plane that they want. Um, Julius was actually one of my first logos I ever drew. his Budweiser neon sign. That was one of the first ones that I ever did, that got kind of published and people saw. So it's been exciting, but my logos keep getting bigger and bigger, and it's been a lot of fun to kind of see all the different ideas. I just did one that was Steelers inspired with an F4. So
cool.
once that kind of gets public, I'll share it more. But yeah, so I just did that one. I finished up that one. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and that's kind of how it goes.
You know, I wish I had the opportunity to showcase things as the live. I guess I have to be on, you know, YouTube or doing a YouTube podcast so I could pop it up.
Yeah.
So I know the Budweiser one that Julius has. I see that you did one for a Phil's fan, Phil out there in Tampa,
Yep.
with the MiG. That looks pretty cool. I see one that I really like is that Burr A10 Warthog Coca-Cola bottle.
That one, yeah, that one was fun. I liked that one a lot. It's something my dad always said to me was, you know, the A10s are shooting bullets at as big as a Coke bottle. So I kind of just took some old inspiration, and did that one up just for fun. It wasn't anything, no one paid me to do it. I just drew it for fun.
It looks great.
Thank you.
Let's see what else we have here. You have the Detroit Tigers. But,
yep.
You know, from the Tiger from Moody, which is really awesome. P40. Yeah, I think you had posted a story that you actually draw these by hand and then you kind of like paint it in.
Yeah. So I kind of do it a couple different ways. For my logos, I do more of like a sketch, and then I'll go over it. I use a lot of vector drawings for the like aircrafts and stuff. It really helps kind of, if the person wants panel lines or more detailed, the vectors really help that way. But yeah, I usually draw most things by hands, and then I'll go in and kind of just have fun and fill in all the colors and all that. So
awesome.
yeah. I think my most popular sticker was my it's either my Talk to Me Goose sticker or my Bert and Ernie sticker. Those are my two kind of bigger ones.
Oh, I have to scroll further down for the.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
I see Talk to Me Goose. I see that one. Planes and Babes.
Yeah, that one never got out. I was having some issues with my sticker manufacturer, so I never got to print that one. But that one's the woman in it is actually the Beach City Baby pinup girl. I really like her, so I was kind of just messing around, and I got permission to use her. So
that's awesome. Yeah, I see. Oh, my Instagram stopped loading. I see that I scrolled up a little bit. Raptor Gino was looking to see how much a sticker and logo to be done. What does it cost? So might want to get with him about getting some work done.
Yeah, I take all my requests and stuff through my DMs. A lot of the times I've had emails sent to me. Some people have even used my like frequently asked questions page on my website, which was kind of an interesting one. But yeah, just shoot me a message and I'm happy to work with you. Just kind of understand that I am going through school. So if you have a time crunch, let me know ahead of time so I can work with you on that as well.
Alrighty. My kind of way of doing, I mean, I love it that you do it by hand. That is awesome.
Thank you.
When I come up with a design, I kind of like write down like my ideas. And then I'm like, okay, well, let me go see if I have a photo in the angle that I want for the sticker I'm designing. So the most recent one is, let me see, what did I do recently? It was the self-made, like the little logo, a new, yearly logo thing for myself. Not even a logo, it's just a sticker design. And we have this joke, and I think, when I first met Julius and Phil and Dawson out in Tampa, we were talking about this A400 AWACS that was coming in because everyone was spotting, and and it was completely BS, but it was cool to have this kind of like running joke of that rare jet that we're waiting for. So I'm in. I had grabbed a German A400 that I had taken a picture of from Miami International Airport, silhouetted it, put an AWACS from like another, whatever jet I found, and the dome on it, or the whatever the dish is on the top. Put those together, silhouetted it, made it green, and because I'm in air traffic, I painted like a scope, not painted, but like clip art, like with gradients and all this stuff. So I do most of my work digitally.
Mhm.
Um, I have a book of how to all my steps, all my color codes, all
Yup.
my everything. So I never forget. I mean, I'll probably forget how to do it, and I have to like go back into it and do it again. But yeah, it's awesome to talk to someone that's creative and to kind of know what their ins and outs of designing. I know you don't want to give a lot of tips and tricks away.
You know, like I part of me says yes, part of me says no because I've always kind of been the person who I'll ask someone for help and then I get denied. For example, like if, you know, you see someone's photo and you're like, "Hey, where'd you spot this plane at?" And they're like, "Oh, well, I don't want to give it away." So, I always try my best to help people where I can, but there are like little parts of me that's like, "Oh, well, I'm not going to tell you who I get my stickers manufactured from," or like kind of little stuff like
Yeah,
that. So, I do my best, but
I'll send you my, yeah, gatekeepers. I'll send you my sticker manufacturer. They're actually Rockin'
okay.
stickers. They're on Instagram at Rockin' without the G, so ROCKIN stickers.
Okay.
And I get all my, hey, welcome, Jake. I get all my stickers through them. And they like to send like a little sticker pack along with it. Like, hey, by the way, here's some cool stuff that you can be ordering, but you decided to make your own. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. I like. How many times am I going to say I like? Uh, they have really great customer service. If there's a
Okay.
problem with your design, they tell you, hey, yeah, this is you might need to upload it a little bit bigger. You might need to, tell me what your ideas are, and we'll fix it for you. So
Yeah.
they're a really good company with me.
I use Sticker Mule. I've never really had a problem with them. There was one time I had a problem and they like gypped me like 20 stickers or something. And I reached out to them immediately and they ended up sending me a whole nother order of however many I bought. So I got like 3 times the size.
Wow.
So it was kind of nice that way. Um, but I
I,
I like Sticker Mule though because their stickers are like they're they're kind of like weatherproof and waterproof to an
mhm.
extent. So for some of the water bottles and stuff that people put it on, it kind of helps out. So that's kind of why I stick with Sticker Mule. But they do the same thing, the sticker packs, and then you have like a million stickers.
Yeah, yeah. I've used Sticker Mule also. I have a Sticker Mule sticker and a Rockin' sticker on a water bottle that I put in the dishwasher about 50 times, and none of them have come off. So they got a pretty good. It's that UV protected
Okay.
label that's on it. Um, um, how are you doing? So you're in pilot. You're doing your pilot. How many hours you got so far?
I have another page in my logbook that I have to total up, but I think the last time I looked, I was at like 35 or 40 hours.
Okay.
So,
So you're still going after like your private.
yeah,
Okay. No IFR stuff yet.
not fully yet. We do a little bit at Florida Tech just so that way if you do find yourself in those kind of conditions, you
Mm-hmm.
can kind of get yourself out of it, but obviously without it, you're not really supposed to. So,
Yeah.
can't really say much, but it's more of a precaution in case we do.
Do you ask for any special VFR?
Actually, Melbourne does not do a lot of special VFRs. I don't think per like Florida Tech standards we're allowed to. do special VFR at all. We have a flight operations manual, and basically it's kind of like our FAR slash AIM, but for our school. Um, so I don't think we're allowed to do special VFR, but even pilots who come into Melbourne say that they don't allow it anyways at Melbourne or that
Yeah.
often. So
Is Melbourne a class Delta or class Charlie?
I last I checked, we were a Delta, but I've heard some rumors that Melbourne's going to go to a class Charlie just because of the amount of flight training, and we also have a lot of international flights that go out of there
Okay.
too. So
So yeah, they're going to expand their airspace a little bit.
yeah.
My airport, Miami Executive, is also a class Delta,
Mm-hmm.
and I was doing a briefing today on special VFR and IFR aircraft within the airspace during marginal VFR conditions or IMC conditions, and I was told we do not take any special VFR because our airspace is only like 3 miles in diameter. So we
Oh.
stick with the minimum. Uh, what's that called? Like visual. Um,
Mm-hmm. I know
oh God,
what you mean. I
I'm
can't
like
think of it
drawing a
either
blank.
though.
I can't figure it out, but I'm drawing a blank. So yeah, so the minimum distance is like visibility is 3 miles for an IFR.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't if we have an IFR aircraft in the airspace, we don't allow another special VFR to come in. They'll
Okay.
have to kind of make their way, you know, around the airspace if they want to transition through it.
Okay.
So, Sean, the air show guy, don't worry about that. You can't control those things, so it'll happen. She'll get back to get back to college sooner than
Yeah,
later.
I leave a week from tomorrow actually, so going back and hop back in the plane and get a little caught up. So
Yeah. Um, are you working at Fit to do a pilot gig, or is it like an aviation school with piloting, like kind of like Embry Riddle, or what is the your outcome? What do you want it to be?
so Florida Tech does have a program for you to become a CFI. I actually transferred to Florida Tech, so last year was my first year. I'm a senior this year. Um, and basically, there's two tracks that you can choose. One gets you all the way up to your CFI rating. It'll do your commercial rating, your IFR, all of that. I wish I could fly Tomcats. That would be fun. Um, but yeah, so the first track is kind of more meant for if you have the full 4 years
Mm-hmm.
because it takes a lot to get all of that within the time frame I have. So I'm on the second track, which gets me basically my commercial and my IFR. Um, and after that, I'll do like my multi-engine add-on, all of that stuff, and then I'm basically done after that. So although I want to get my CFI in the future, Florida Tech isn't really going to be that route for me just because I don't have the time within my degree.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a little limited on that with Florida Tech. But yeah, I don't really know where it's going to take me though. I'm really, really stuck on going to the military, just doing Air Force Reserves or Air National Guard of some sort, just because I do this for a living. So
Yeah.
I can't see myself just being stuck in an airliner
Yeah.
24/7. I'd like to go fly the fun stuff. So,
Yeah. You could be Fang.
exactly.
I mean, they're gonna get F-35s, but it'd be cool if they
Yeah,
could get some EXs.
I was looking, it would be cool if they get EXs. I'll probably end up in New England though, staying in this area by the time that rolls around.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of the nice part about the reserves though is you can kind of shop. It's not like the Air Force where you just get thrown wherever. You can kind
Yeah.
of shop for what air guard you want to go to or what reserve base you want to go to. And back at Sun and Fun, I had seen the New York Air Guard and I found out that they just casually fly to Antarctica. Like, I kind of want to go do that.
Yeah, that's fun.
So, we'll kind of see what happens. But
I think someone told me the New York Air Guard, they're skier, I think is the call sign. They came down to Key West to escort some F-15s that were there, which is strange to see an Air Force jet at a Navy base, but they're doing like dissimilar combat training. So
Hmm.
they had some Seymour Johnson jets at Navy Key West.
That would have been fun to catch.
I missed it. Yeah, I would have loved to see a C-130 with skis.
Yeah.
And not, in a tropical environment. It's like, what's going on here? But yeah, that would have been cool to see that.
Yeah, if I can catch them at some point, I definitely want to try to.
With photography, we got a few questions in the channel. Marco's Aviation had asked, what shows are in your bucket list?
The only one that I can think of right now, I really want to go to Riyadh. That would be kind of a dream show to go to just because of the amount of stuff that's there. I really like seeing the international stuff, and I think the international people have a lot more fun paint schemes. And for me, I like the colored jets. I'm happy to go see like the gray scale jets and
Yeah.
everything, but for me, a colored jet's
Oh, yeah.
so much more fun to photograph, and it looks so much more eye pleasing. So I'd just like to go catch all the colored jets that are there.
Well, this past year, what was it, like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, when people were all taking pictures of Riyadh, I was like, oh my God, the Turkish F4s are there and they're painted. I haven't seen an F4 since like 97 or 96, and I would love to go see an F4 again. But painted jets definitely are way better than a gray jet. I mean, I like white jets also because they're not supposed to be seen technically.
Yeah.
They're not camouflaged, but they're also like the other government agencies that we're not supposed to talk about. So it's cool to see. Oh yeah, the Qatar C-17 was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Harrier too with the painted tail, that one was nice as well. I was hoping that one was going to show up to Oshkosh, and it didn't, so I was a little sad about that, but we still got Harriers coming in, so that was fun.
Yeah, those Ace of Spades are really making their way around the United States this year. Now that they're being, taken to depot and replaced. Oh, Mike wants me to go to Riyadh in 2025. I don't know if I could do that. My plan is to go to Switzerland for the
Ooh,
Outback.
that'll be a good one.
Yeah, that's if I could make it out there. Trips to Switzerland, there's like, for that money, I might as well just go to Spain or something.
You got to come out to New England. It's so much cheaper to fly out that way.
Yeah. Out of like where, like New York area.
Anywhere, honestly. Like
Really?
New York's the biggest one probably, but I mean, we have just at Bradley here, we have so many different international flights to like Scotland and all that. So it's a huge, this kind of side of the country is a huge depot for all those international flights.
Oh, interesting. Brian says the best livery in the sky is a Golden Knights Dash 8. For Dash 8, yes, that's the best livery in the sky.
Yes.
I had, let's see, you had mentioned Oshkosh. I didn't see any questions about Oshkosh. That's another spot I want to go. Can you like list off, I don't know, like top 5 aircraft that you spotted at Oshkosh?
Oh my gosh. Okay, Oshkosh is a whole nother level of air show. Like imagine Sun and Fun, but like snorted crack and just went crazy. But I don't know if I can think of 5,
Okay,
but
top 3.
the OV-10 was awesome.
Yeah.
I saw it fly for very limited time. I wasn't able to catch it, unfortunately. Every time it flew, my camera was already away, and I didn't have the energy to put it together again. But yeah, the OV-10 was something I'd never seen before. I didn't even know it existed until I went to Oshkosh. What else? The Harriers were a nice surprise. I haven't seen a Harrier since I was really little, so I was very happy to see those. Not to mention the swag booth made my day. A third one though. I think the Italian team too. The fact that we got to see the Italian team, even though it was brief, was also really nice as well,
Yeah.
because who knows when I'll get to ever see those again. So I think those would be my top three from Oshkosh.
Yeah, the Italian team, they also made their North American flyover this year.
Mm-hmm.
Before, I think they actually went to Riyadh also.
I think they did.
Yeah. Let me see. I got another question. Question. Brian says, "What's the go-to body and lens for spotting?"
So for me, I use the 7D Mark II Canon,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. Um, and then my lens is the original 100-400. I don't know the official name because it was given to me. It wasn't, I didn't buy it, so I don't know like the official name of it, but it's just a 100-400 push pull lens. So
Cool.
that's kind of those are my essentials that I always need.
I too have a 100-400. It's not push pull. It's I gotta twist it because Nikon likes to have a corkscrew.
I
But
always tell everyone the second I have to go back to a twist lens, I'm screwed because I'm so used to my push pull.
you'll be defocusing everything.
Exactly.
Did you have a favorite moment of at Sun and Fun?
Oh, that's a tough one. Honestly, it was awesome to go to Sun and Fun because I haven't ever been to that one too. So this year I got to cross off two of the biggest air show festivals, I'll call it. So that was nice. But honestly, it was just a fun weekend to be with my friends and just have kind of that friend trip. I got a bunch of cool opportunities for the Saturday night show. Cooper Thorne actually invited me up to the A10 with the A10 guys, and I got to stand on top of the A10 for all the night show, which
Awesome.
was, I was like a little kid in a candy store. Um, but yeah, no, it was more just being with the people than anything. Um, so not anything in specific, just kind of that in
A
general.
fun trip with people,
Yeah,
friends. Awesome. That's great. That question was asked by CM Aviation.
good old Chris.
Ryan, we have a Ryan Cackle or Clackle. Sorry if I'm messing up your name, Ryan. I'll get it. Uh-oh, Crispy took the shot. Says Cooper's mentioned. Yeah, where is Cooper? I haven't seen him join the channel
I
here
think he's
or
on.
the
I
or the
think he's
live.
on duty tonight.
Oh. Ryan had asked if you could master any photo technique, which would it be?
I don't know about photo technique, but something I've really kind of wanted to go towards recently is kind of more the artistic edits. I follow my dad's footsteps a lot, and both of us kind of tend to edit more on the like realistic side. So
Mm-hmm.
it's more like color realistic and not necessarily the artsy fartsy stuff that you might see like Julius or Cooper do. Um, so I really want to mess around with Lightroom and kind of get more of that artistic differential stuff in there. So that's kind of something that I really want to master and get better at.
Awesome. I was gonna say also editing, um, but that's not really photography or photo technique. That's more like editing technique. Just like I
Mm-hmm.
want editing altogether. Like just
Right.
point my finger at something and it's edited exactly how I'm thinking.
That would be
You
so nice.
know.
Oh, could you imagine AI? Let's get on it. AI, please.
Oh, you're gonna want to tune in. Oh, my phone wants me to take a break. You're gonna want to tune in December. I'm gonna be announcing the topics that we're gonna be pulling out of a hat, but
Okay.
AI might be one of them. So, Rocket Julius, Rocket Man Aviation, asked, "What's your favorite spotting or airshow memory?"
Um, back at the McDill Air Show, I don't know why it always just makes me laugh whenever I think about it. But Julius and 10 Mile Final Alex, they, they took one of my rings that I wear, and Alex ended up proposing to Julius,
Oh,
and
yeah,
everyone around us was so confused. So it's always just a good memory to laugh back and look on.
Yeah, Julius and Seoyita is what we call 10 Mile Final in Miami. Uh, those two are just a hilarious pair.
They're trouble, let's put it that way.
Yeah, those are. I mean, they're awesome, awesome people to hang out with. Um, I think I was there. I had just met you.
Yeah.
I saw your dad, and I think it might have happened like right after because we were maybe going to someplace else. But I remember seeing that video on Instagram after. I'm like, what is these two? What are
Yeah,
they
because then they
doing?
used it as their April Fool's joke a couple weeks later. So it was just it was a big old thing. I think it's actually Alex's profile picture on my phone for his contact.
That'd be
It's just
that's
him
awesome.
proposing.
um, Audrey Lee, Pods Planes, asked, "How has photography impacted your friends and family?"
Um, well, I kind of got into photography through my family. So the only person who's really not into it is my mom. Um, she kind of just watches us all do it. But my little brother, who's 13 years old, he also does photography. He was the Skylar Yost. That's came up early in the live, but yeah, so he also does it. He's taking a little bit more of the videography side of things, not as much as the photography. But if anything, we've all kind of tried new things together, and it's been nice that way. You know, we all kind of bounce ideas off of each other. My dad and my brother actually, um, in the winter months, they actually photograph our local hockey team,
Oh,
Springfield
cool.
Thunderbirds. So they do that, and my dad's kind of trying to get into media with them as well. So they do that, but you know, it's kind of just brought us all together. And as far as my friends go, it's kind of the same thing. It's we all bounce ideas off of each other, and it's just a great way for all of us to meet up and kind of get to do something together.
That's great. It's a big family affair of photographers.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, I was hoping you said something like that instead of the, oh, my family likes my photography, but they want me to always take their event photos and selfies.
No, thankfully, like my close family doesn't do that. Um, I have had some friends kind of do it, but honestly, I like doing that stuff. I like doing the portrait photography as well. I actually have a Instagram for my portrait photography. It's very much dead, but I do have one. Um, but I do have the occasional family ask like, "Hey, can you do our family photos or our Christmas card photos?" So
Yeah,
it's
it's a,
inevitable.
yeah, and I think it's a little more relaxed when it's family. I mean, sometimes it's more relaxed. Sometimes, I mean, if it's my family, it's like, oh no, you got to take another 12 photos because I blinked in the last six. I'm like, oh my god, can you like pry your eyes open so I don't have to take another 12? Ryan also asked, "Is there an accidental shot that you didn't mean to take, but you end up loving it?"
um, I was reading this one and I was trying to think of one, but I just couldn't. One of my favorite shots that was more candid, I'll say, since I don't have an accidental. Um, I went to World War II weekend in Pennsylvania. I think it was a year ago now, a year or 2 years ago. And World War II weekend has a lot of
Mhm.
reenactors. It played a huge role in me actually getting back into my photography. At the time, I was in a huge rut with just aviation in general, and my dad took me over to the World War II weekend, and it was really nice because he got to do portrait photography as well. And there was a reenactor who was wearing a pink dress. I don't have it posted on my like main page, but it was a story that I posted, and she was sitting against a old fashioned car. I don't know which one. Her back was to me, and her feet were kind of like perfectly crossed, and she just looked very like relaxed. And she was up against this car, and I ended up catching it, and it kind of circled its way through the World War II weekend. But I think that's definitely one of my most like favorite candid shots that
Hmm.
I've gotten. But
Let me see. I think you have it. I was looking at you have like a little link. You have your other page, your portrait and nature photography. It's on Yost_photography.
Mhm.
For other people that are wondering. And I think I had seen something. I thought I had saw that post that you're describing. Maybe not.
Unless it could be possibly in my like air show post too, because I have a on my aviation page, I have the air show highlights. It could be in there too. Maybe I did save it to my page. I don't remember. So
Mm.
many photos floating through my head.
Oh yeah, there's so many. No, I don't see it. Maybe, or just the way you described it made me visualize it. That you
Maybe.
actually, very cool. I see some World War II photos. You have one of the looks like a DC-3 and a pilot with his life preserver on.
Hmm.
That's really cool. Great color contrast with it. The color reflecting, the same color from that's on the tail. Very cool. I like that.
It's that whole event is just so cool to go to. If you can even just do one day, like a Saturday or Sunday of that event, I highly recommend it. It's insane. It really like it's magical how it's kind of transports you back in to that kind of era of time. If anything, it's Disneyland for World War II.
Wow.
It's crazy. I loved it.
We had a poll after you showed some of your panning shots. The poll was, propeller, rotor blur, or panning shots, and then the freeze frame. Like you want
Hmm.
to see a helicopter not even spinning, kind of falling out of the sky, or you wanted to see that motion on that rotor. You sent some like 3 photos from the most recent shots. I think they were from Oshkosh.
Yep, some
Uh,
Oshkosh ones I haven't posted yet.
a Warbird, I think was a Corsair,
Yep.
F-15, and the F-22.
Hmm.
Um, is that's one of your favorite things to do? Is the panning shots?
Yeah, I kind of challenged myself a couple years ago, and I really, really wanted to work on getting. It started out actually with the full disc on prop planes. I love full disc. I'm a sucker for full disc shots, and it started there, and then, I was kind of realizing like, oh well, this is also like panning. So if you look kind of back in my older stuff from like 2018, 2019, a lot of my props are kind of blurred, but it's not anywhere near full disc.
Okay.
And I just,
Yeah.
yeah, I slowly just worked myself down. And I think right now I'm comfortably sitting at 1/30th for shutter speed.
Wow.
And yeah, everyone in my friend group, they all kind of call me like the panning queen and like Jesus of panning sometimes as well.
Oh yeah, I see like the Bilstein air show. It's like an extra,
Hmm.
not not too blurred. And then I see, these Corsairs that are just like, oh man, they're almost there.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys step it just a little bit lower. And I think the hard part for getting that propeller is when it's paired up with a jet, because you
Yeah.
want to be able to get the propeller, but at the same time you want to get the jet, like the modern jet, like an F-18. You want to get that sharp. Um, I'm not great. I can do a full disc if my camera is on like a monopod. I'm on the ground, it's taxiing by, or even better when it's holding short, ready to depart, and
Hmm.
then I could really take my time and get a full disc. But I need a lot of practice.
I
Oh, I see you got the tri motor there. That's cool.
Yeah, I just caught that one actually. I've never seen the trimotor fly until Oshkosh as
Hmm.
well. That was another thing. Um, but I noticed with full disc too, the sun has to be in the perfect spot for it as well. If you don't have the sun, seeing the disc is going to be really hard.
Yeah.
So, like Sun and Fun, I camped with Julius and Dawson and a few of the other guys. Um, and the Mustangs were just taking off right in front of us. And golden hour from the sunrise just made it perfect for full disc. I don't even think I had to go down to 1/60th like I normally do. I was at like 1/100th and I got full disc, and
Wow.
it's beautiful.
Well, yeah. Also, the time of day that you're shooting is also, key for that. Brian's saying that mirrorless bodies help out a lot when with slow shutter shots. I don't have a mirrorless, so
Neither do I.
I don't.
Once I can afford one, I'll get back to you on that one.
Yeah, I think he has probably one of the most recent Z cameras from Nikon.
Okay.
I know Marvin had bought a Marvin Boyd. He was a previous guest on our show. He, I think, just recently bought a Z8 from
Okay.
Nikon, mirrorless. He sold that, so yeah.
What was
Ryan, welcome.
What was your draw to Nikon? Like, why Nikon over Canon? Or
Well, the funny thing is, I started off with Canon film cameras, and I was doing a lot of nature photography when I started out. So I liked the high speed, low drag of the Nikon. Mostly the color profiles. I really like the color profiles. I tried Sony for a trip. I went to New Orleans and Pensacola to see the Homecoming show, and I had that as a second body. The A6000. It's like a smaller, kind of looks like a point and shoot. So I shot that. It was like my first mirrorless, digital viewfinder. I went through batteries like crazy, and I was just like, okay, I can't. I've run out of batteries, yet my Nikon's still kicking. So I've just kind of gone from Nikon to Nikon, and I don't, I don't know. I just haven't. I haven't. Well, I never really wanted to sell my gear and start over. So all my lenses are compatible with every. Yeah, crispy. I agree. All my Nikon lenses are compatible, and I did a lot of action sports for about 15 years. I did portraits, I did food photography, I did everything, and I kept on buying more and more gear for Nikon. So I kind of just stuck with it. That's kind of why I've stayed.
yeah, that's having the same gear helps a lot. So I totally get it. I grew up with Nikon. Um, I actually, to be fair, my first camera was a point and shoot Hello Kitty camera. So you just kind of start where you start.
I mean, if you want to go way back, I mean, for me, way back is like year 2000. Before that, I was doing Canon since I was like probably 8 or 9 years old. I was shooting Canon film cameras. But I worked at Best Buy back right after high school. I know I'm dating myself. And I sold cameras, and I think that's how it kind of started. Yes, film. That stuff you have to
Crispy is the god of film.
Oh, he's the god of film. Okay, so he knows about film.
Yeah,
I don't have to explain what film is.
Crispy actually got me more into film than I was before. All of us went to Panama City Beach for the Tyndall Air Show, and he actually shot film of our behind the scenes stuff, and all of us fell in love with it. So Julius, me, we all bought a film camera for all of our air show trips. So
that's awesome. That's great. Yeah, so I started with a point and shoot. I think it was a Kodak, like 2 megapixel point and shoot. And I would shoot on everything. And even though my managers and everything were like, you need to sell Sony. Sony is the best. It was super expensive. I was printing out 8x10s with a 2 megapixel Kodak point and shoot, and it was blowing away the quality of any Sony at that size. So I always went for the specs. I went for what's the pixel quality, what's the range of it, and I just kind of kept on doing my research, and I found out that Nikon was going to be for me. I mean, there's some times that I want to pick up like a cheaper Canon or a cheaper Nikon, so then I can put it in a water housing and maybe do something creative. But I'm like, well, GoPro's out there, so I'll buy a GoPro and not have to put like a $2,000 camera into another $1,500 housing,
Yeah.
only for it to take maybe a little better shots than a GoPro does. So, and now people are dropping their cell phones in the water and taking pictures underwater, so
I'm gonna
it's
pass on
crazy.
that one, but
Yeah. Um, Brian wants to know if you still shoot with a Hello Kitty camera.
I do not, thankfully. I do think it's in my archives of my like boxes somewhere. Um, but no, I do not shoot on that anymore. I have pictures of it somewhere, but it was like just this little point and shoot camera, and it was like these plastic cases, and you could switch the cases out. That was my first camera, and I probably got that when I was about 4 years old. So I've been shooting for a long time.
I don't have oh yeah, let me go grab my camera real quick. Oh my God. I'm gonna show you my best camera that I have. It's cardboard.
Nice.
It has people on the back. I don't know, they're break dancing or something. It's something I made so I could put. I was a photographer one year for Halloween.
Okay.
Really creative, right? Oh, this is my wife put the date. This is 2009, and
Nice.
I made this thing. She's so funny. So I could slide in my tiny point and shoot. I had a little Kodak point and shoot that fit in this box. I made it around the box. The button came out the top. The lens would come out, and I would take pictures of it as the photographer.
Wait,
Yeah.
but that's so much fun.
Yeah, it was fun. People were like, "Oh, you're not really taking a picture of us." I'm like, "Yeah, look, you're on the back. I took a picture of you."
That's a
That's so
lot
funny.
of
I got to
fun,
replace the
though.
tape on it, but I can't believe you put the date on it. That's hilarious.
I have a Lego camera, so I'm not too far behind. I just built myself a Lego film camera recently, so
Oh, and it actually takes pictures?
I wish that
Oh,
would be awesome.
oh, that'd be awesome though. That's like a nice little hack though, if it could.
Maybe I need to reconstruct it and figure out a way to do it.
I'm sure there's a instructed somewhere or whatever that instructable.
Probably all these master Lego builders. Someone figure it out for me and send me the plans.
Yeah, I'm sure there's someone in here that's a master Lego builder.
My little brother. If you're still in here, Skylar, build me a film camera from Legos, please.
I mean, it's probably like a pinhole camera. You could probably do one of those.
Yeah, you probably could. I
Raptor
got
says,
my brain's thinking.
"Yeah, now you're gonna get creative." Raptor says, Raptor Aviation says, best camera in the field. I mean, it came from a field. It's paper, so yes, thank you. All right. So, let me see if I had any other questions. Oh yeah, I did. What got you into aviation? You kind of answered that a little bit. Your dad got you started with that. That was from JF Aerospace. Big family-oriented photographers over here. The whole clan is taking photos. What's your aviation unpopular opinion?
Oh, I also looked at this one too, and I was trying to think, and I can't think of anything. Um, I do think the A10 is the most superior plane ever. I love my A10. It's my favorite plane. I really hope that they kind of remanufacture the A10, but I'm not holding my breath for too long. So I guess that could be my unpopular opinion.
That's not an unpopular opinion. If that is that, then we both have the same unpopular opinions, and it's now a popular opinion. The A10 is the superior. I mean, tank killer for
Yeah.
sure. I think
Yeah.
the newest F-15 might be superior to almost a F-22.
Yeah, I was kind of talking to one of the pilots at Oshkosh about it. Yes, Bert, all the way. Um, and yeah, the way he was describing it, it's if it's not, then it's pretty freaking close.
Yeah. I mean,
So maybe an EX demo team.
oh yeah, bring it on, Boeing. Just
Fingers
like,
crossed.
yeah, if Boeing does it, they had it was, I think oh, or was this the demo? It was a Boeing demonstration for the F-15, and it was that vectoring without having the thrust vectoring nozzles like the F-22 has it.
Oh,
It
okay.
was like a super short takeoff and landing. Um,
That would
Sounds
have
like
been
an
cool.
Indy car flying overhead. It's just F-15. It's like probably the sexiest sounding aircraft out there. I mean, maybe second to this Burt. Everyone loves hearing that. So
Yes, the fart of freedom is always the best.
definitely. Um, let's see if I have any other questions from before. So we covered that. What's your favorite aircraft, modern or Warbird? Modern's A-10.
Yeah, modern would be A10. Um, Warbird wise, I have to say the Corsair.
I
The
think
like shape of it is just so unique. No other plane looks like it. I guess that kind of goes for the A10 too. Maybe that's what I'm drawn to. But yeah, I think the Corsair. It's also built in Connecticut, so that's kind of why it's also my logo on my cards and everything. So
very cool. Oh, there he goes. Cooper Thorne just connected.
Cooper,
All right.
7 minutes
We're
to
gonna
spare.
start. We're gonna start a drinking game. The amount of times we're being mentioned. Uh, I asked that question a lot. Attack. Yes. I asked that question a lot, and no one has answered with a helicopter yet. Do you have?
Really?
You have a favorite helicopter?
Um, it's kind of a helicopter, but not really a helicopter. I love the Osprey.
Yeah,
I think that thing
it's
is so
a
cool.
it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
I got you, Cooper. Don't worry. We knew. Crispy told us you were out to work, so it's all good.
Yeah, Crispy had your back. You're good.
Yeah, don't get in trouble, dude. Yeah, the Osprey is one of my favorites. I have like a favorite transporter, favorite fighter jet, favorite stealth bomber. I got I got too many
I,
favorites.
I haven't thought
I
that
love
deep
them all.
into it.
What was that?
I haven't thought that deep into it. Like I never thought about like a heavy or even just bombers in general. I need to start getting the list together.
Yeah, the my favorite helicopter is the Super Stallion.
Okay, that's a good one too.
I
That one's
love I
cool.
love just the way that tail rotor just kind of kicks out a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah. Plus that thing's a beast. I didn't know how big it was until I actually saw one. I was just like, okay, wow,
Yeah,
that's like a tank.
had we got a demo actually of it at Westfield last summer, and it takes longer to start up than it does to actually fly. It it's a wild helicopter. It's really cool to see it in action.
Yeah. Ryan saying no collective, no copter. I guess what, no collective on the Sea Stallion? Is that what he's telling me? I gotta look at a cockpit view of the Sea Stallion. Yeah, my phone's about ready to die here shortly. I don't know. Oh, I see the yoke here. You might be
Chris
right there. I don't see a collective on there.
Crispy saying for the V-22.
Oh, for the V-22. I don't know. I still like it.
It's just a cool plane. Plane copter, whatever you want to call it.
A plane copter.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, for the Osprey. Yeah. Oh, I see now the cockpit.
Yeah,
And
Rob
I've been
just
in.
said that V-22 has no collective.
Yeah, I see that clearly. I've been in the V-22. I just never looked at the cockpit, to tell you the truth. Huh. Well, that's bizarre.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. I'll still fly in it, even though people don't want to fly in a V-22 anymore.
Yeah. I have mixed
Always,
feelings on it, but I might do it just to do it.
yeah. I always wanted to jump out of a C-130, but I never
Do it.
jumped. I never joined the military to do that. I almost had the chance to going into a C-130. I went to MacDill for your dad's asking, what's your favorite jet demo team?
Blue Angels, fly Navy all the way.
Oh, crispy. V-22 is actually safer than the 53. That's news to me. Why is the V-22 grounded all the time?
True.
Yeah. Single ship.
Single ship demo? I mean, I have to say the A-10. Come on.
What's another single ship demo besides the Fat Albert? That's still technically Blue Angels.
Yeah, I always thought it was interesting that Fat Albert's part of the Marines, but yet part of Blue Angels. It's always confused me.
Um, I think it. I mean, I might get a lot of flack over this, but the Marines and the Navy, because it's part of the Navy and the Marines get to be on the carrier, and also I believe it, at least from air traffic point of view, their call signs are Navy Marine instead of so they're like actual like it's a VM for Navy Marine. So maybe Alex knows more. I doubt it. Say, well, you know what's going on. But I think it might be like a Navy Marine thing, so they could be both, and they could only be one. I might be talking out of my ass here. I'm not even sure. I can make things sound cool, but be completely wrong at the same time.
It's okay. We all do it sometimes.
All right, Yost, thanks for joining us. Where can people find your where can people find your photos?
Yost.aviation on my Instagram, and I also run my website. I think my domain just expired on it, so I don't really know what it is at the moment, but it's either Yost Photography or Yost Aviation, but it's all linked in my bio and my Instagram. I'm also on Facebook too, so you can find me anywhere, basically.
Well, it's great to share stories. It's great to have you on. My best to you and the family, and hopefully your dad recovers. We're getting a few other little things here. BC is saying fly Army because, of course, you know, Army. I like the Navy. I like all of it. I mean, if it flies, I'm gonna chase it.
Exactly.
You know, if there's some type of twister quote in there, you know. Ryan says, is there going to be a part 2? We'll see. Maybe there's a part 2. Maybe next year. We'll see what happens.
Tune in and find out.
Definitely. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next month for another episode of the Spotters Podcast. Bye.
Bye.